Hi, Charlie. I'm a young conservative guy in the bluest state in the country in a big blue city. So dating is a struggle. So what's your advice to young conservatives that are red specks in a sea of blue? And also, how do you feel about dating apps?
Yeah, so I'm not a huge fan of dating apps, but so I will have an opinion here that will really get people. You should not date people that have different politics than you. You should not. And I'm not. And the reason I believe you should date with the intent to marry. I don't think date is a hobby. I think dating is an interview process. And I know that is a minority opinion on most college campuses, where date is a mechanism for, I don't know, companionship amongst other things. And so I believe that you in Berkeley, it's going to be tough. You're going to have to hopefully only date people in alignment with your values, right? That doesn't mean you can't have friends with people that disagree with you, but dating's a very serious thing. So how do you go about doing that? Well, thankfully at Turning Point USA, all the conservatives in the front have red shirts on, so maybe you can introduce yourself to somebody. Yeah, look, I will say this, that try to associate or marry or date somebody that does share your deeply held values. I think that's very, very important. And secondly, I will say this, which is men in general who have difficulty finding women generally have a couple problems. And this is not directed towards you. I just met you, okay? So please, we're good if I say this? Okay. Most men are beta males, okay, with very little to any detectable testosterone. Like the radar is trying their best. Men, I believe, especially in this time of moral and societal chaos, need to get back into what it means to be a spiritually, physically, and mentally strong man, which I believe includes stopping watching pornography, which I believe means working out on a regular basis. And I believe also understanding that the most desirable quality that young ladies look for in men, according to my big survey of all of our listeners, is self-control. Is that young ladies say that they cannot find a young man who can control himself. That's a big deal. And we believe as Christians that self-control is a fruit of the Spirit. Happy to get into the theology of that. I'm sure there might be some curiosity in that. So put that all together. What are you supposed to do? Try to be the best version of yourself, both mentally, spiritually, and physically, and then be very clear with women and respectfully about what you want and your intent. A lot of men are intimidated by women, and I get it. It's because our entire culture has basically turned men to be intimidated by women. They might accuse you of something or whatever. I would encourage you to be very direct. Don't try this whole like, yeah, we're going to try the friend thing for a while. Like, just be a man and tell, like, I like you, I want to take you on a date. Like, does that happen anymore? Maybe it does, probably not a lot. And so, yeah, and then if that doesn't work, man, move to Birmingham, Alabama. You'll find a wife in like an afternoon. God bless you. Thank you.